shit, baby. Do it my own way. Hey, what's up, everybody? What y'all doing tonight? Christina was like, she didn't get to do her live stream tonight because Mama came over today, and me and stepdad went to the turkey shoot, and I haven't shot rifle in a while. Hey, what it do? Hey, y'all like cut. Hey, Tammy, good to see y'all.
We're gonna get all the night owls.
Surprise! Y'all like, oh shit! Look who the fuck is going live.
Oh, Mimo.
Mimo's up in the hizzy too. What's up? Surprise, y'all! Surprise! 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 That's right. I went out to and shut. Oh, damn! Damn! I didn't fucking throw that hook out there for fucking damn 5 seconds. She already getting the hook.
Damn, that was quick.
What's up? What's up?
I've been having some edibles.
Wow, well, good for you. Good for you eating you some edibles.
Hey, Catarwunky, I have to tell you before Jeremy starts rattling, the Lord's on my side, sister.
Is what?
The Lord is on my side.
What? Did I work?
Turn it up a little bit. So I talked to my job this afternoon, and I told them, if possible, could I please start in 2 weeks? I know you do orientation every 2 weeks. I said the daycare fell through. I'm having some issues. So she's like, let me call your, your boss, who's going to be your boss, and I'll call you back and let you know what she says. So I was like, all right. She called me back an hour later. She was like, so Rebecca, who's going to be my boss, she was like, she told me she would give you a month if she had to. She really wants you.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, your start date will now be the 24th. I was like, okay, great. So I went through my emails and I was like, oh my gosh, there's one place that I, put an inquiry in to ask if they had openings. The lady wrote me back and said, yeah, I have an opening. So I called her and I was like, so I emailed you. I was like, you have an opening? And she was like, yeah. She's like, how old? I was like, 2. She goes, yeah, I have an opening. When are you available? I said, well, when are you available? I know you're not open on the weekends. And she goes, no. I was like, how about Monday? She said, I'll see you at 9 a.m. So.
Prayer works wonders, y'all.
Yep.
Prayers work wonders. Yeah, we got it.
Well, I feel like kung fu fighting now.
I know.
Yes.
Kung fu.
So I'm not going to pass this one
Mama.
up, even if it's something, temporary, as long as she takes care of my child, doesn't hurt my child, it's something so I can start working.
Oh.
That's right, Mima. Prayers work.
Amen.
Christina, what's your job? So my job title is technically it's a surgery scheduler. So I'm going to be working for a gastro doctor, but I'm the one that calls you and tells you what your prep is, drinking all that nasty shit before your colonoscopies and stuff, but also getting your history. So like all the medications you're on, all that fun stuff.
Tammy, good to see you, Tammy.
That's
Twinkle
my
Eyes.
job.
Hello, Twinkle Eyes. Good to see you.
NC Debs, Eric, good to see you. But yes, Twinkle Eyes. But yeah, so I can calm the fuck down now.
Yep.
Yes.
And I told her, it's just like I told her. I said I've been praying every night.
Yeah.
Every time I eat something, I always do my prayers because even it's funny. It's funny because even Izzy today because Izzy said,
hey, Nobody G. Good
what's
to
up,
see you.
Nobody G? Good to see you.
That's Twinkle Eye's husband.
Oh, well.
Yes.
Well, welcome, Anarchy. What's
Yeah.
up, Wingnut?
Wingnut?
What's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, Wingnut.
But today at dinner time, because I made BLTs for dinner, and I'm sitting there making, my sandwich at the table, and Izzy looks over at me and she's like, well, aren't you gonna pray? And I'm like, honey, can I get my dinner ready first before I pray and everything? I always pray before I eat, So, but yeah, I do pray, and I've been praying every night before I eat, every night before I go to bed, I pray, and she knows how much I pray, So, and then today at the turkey shoot, because it's a Christian organization turkey shoot, we prayed, for turkey shoot, safe, everybody be safe, have a good time, fun and all that. And I put my own little prayer in there too, and everything. But turkey shoot was fun. Tonight was not a good night for the turkey shoot. There wasn't a lot of us, but the only reason why is because it's the homecoming football game. Okay. Tomorrow it's going to be packed. And tomorrow is also the fundraiser for a kid that used to work for me at Dugan's. He passed away last year from internal bleeding. His name is Chase Freely. And he had, in Moore County, he has got the record. I want to say it might be the state record too, for the biggest buck deer. I want to say it was like 18, 19 points, something like that. Huge buck. But tomorrow is the event fundraiser, turkey shoot fundraiser for Chase. So we only got to do, it's $5 a round, $15 for 4 rounds, and they just make it $15 for all 4 rounds. So we only did 4 rounds today. Today they had a money round, they had pork chops, bacon, and chicken. Which a buddy of mine that is helping me get some posts tomorrow for my mom's fence, I called him up, asked him to come out, hey, why don't you come out to turkey shoot, whatever. He was like, yeah, no problem. He won the money round and the pork chops, so, but we're going to go back tomorrow. Me and my stepdad, we're going back tomorrow to the turkey shoot just to help out with the fundraiser, the organization and everything like that. And I'm a bit rusty, to be honest with you. I'm so used to shooting with the handgun. I haven't had my shotgun in a while. You know what I'm saying? I haven't shot my shotgun in a while. So I was a bit rusty. My first target sucked completely. Didn't do anything. Nothing at all. Whatever. Like I said, rusty as hell. Ain't shot my shotgun in like a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? Okay. My second round with my 410. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yes. I've been dying to see this man. I love this dude. Good evening, brother.
What's going on, guys?
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Second round with the 410. Did better.
Make it bigger.
I almost won that one, and then I shot my stepdad's his 12 gauge. That one rocked my arm a little bit, and did pretty well with that one, And then my last 410 shot was even better.
You have to tell Hawk about your dream last night.
Hawk, I had a dream about you last night that I was chilling with you in the house. We was just hanging out and chilling, just having a good time, toking it up or whatnot, And then next thing I know, it switched over to where I was outside changing brake pads with Arkansas Living and Prepper Steading.
Okay.
Yeah. But your puppies look great.
Oh my gosh, Hawk, you have.
Oh, you guys saw them?
Yeah, you have 2 more white puppies.
Yeah, that's a 30 by 45. Gives them a lot of room for running. I wanted to drag some of the football field grass in there for them.
Right.
The problem is there's about 1 3/4 inches of heavy sand that is kind of like interwoven in these things. And at that point there, I was not able to do so because I couldn't find my damn tie-offs for the back of the prowler in order to drag it, because there's no way to. I mean, it'd be one thing if I had a tractor.
Yeah.
That would be fine, but I don't have a tractor here anymore, so it's I just can't move the damn thing. So
that was. Trust me, I know, because we had to move itty bitty sandbox from one side of the yard to the other side of the yard, and we put all the damn sand in it at first, and I tried to I ain't dragging this on, so I had to take half of the damn sand out and then
throw it in the wheelbarrow, wheel that across.
Yeah, and then go back and grab the other sandbox, drag that one across, and then dump that one. So
what it is they go in. It's about every 4 years. Every 5 years in that range there. and they go in and they cut off strips of the football field.
Okay.
And then they put more sand down, and then they put down the new grass on top of that.
Right.
And the longer it sits, the more compacted all of that gets. And basically what should weigh a couple of 100 pounds actually weighs like 20 to 30,000 pounds.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's just, yeah, I could see how that could be a big bugger.
Yeah.
But I can let you know that my first lady, she's trimmed, cut, and hanging upside down in the dark.
Nice. Nice.
My second lady, I got probably about another week on her, I would say.
Mhm.
And I've already done a wet trim on her, but I've moved
Keep
her.
a fan going.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep a fan going, because if you know, you want to make sure that nothing can mildew up or mold up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Great. Great. Awesome.
Yeah, don't put a dehumidifier in there. That'll dry it out way too fast. Just a regular fan, you know, oscillator.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, like one of the ones that just turns left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oscillator.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mama's got one of those, and Mom will be over tomorrow. We got to clean. We're cleaning my stepdad's 12 gauge, cleaning my 410, because tomorrow night we're going back to the turkey shoot. And I'm gonna try to do some bacon.
How is your mom doing health wise?
Mom is doing a lot better, Hawk. She had a foot doctor today, and she had eye doctor today. Her eyes are fine. Feet are better. Her knee is still acting up, but she wrapped it up today and tonight while me and my stepdad went out. But she's doing a lot better. Her kidneys are good. The calcium level is where it's supposed to be. She, you know, from that, what, you know, I told you about, and it scared the hell out of me. She's done a complete 180 on it. So
Good.
she's doing real well. She's doing real well though. Yep.
Okay, I'll make sure I text out that recipe for the salve.
Yes, and actually, I have it written down in one of my notes. You know what I'm saying? I have it written down.
Yeah, you just have to remember to decrease the numbers. You know, You're not making batches like I make. You know, when I make it, it's, you know, I'm using 2 to 3 pounds of wheat at a time.
Yeah.
In order to make it. You know, so you know, generally, like, you can do like 4 ounces to a half a quart of olive oil, and then but don't skimp on the arnica oil.
Okay.
You can, no matter what, put in that number of the arnica and of the vitamin E.
Okay, I got you.
And then beeswax wise, you're going to need about 5 ounces, maybe 4 ounces of golden beeswax.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I do remember. You know, yeah.
Yep. So yeah, the golden, it breaks down so much easier, and it plugs your pores instead of making this flaky type stuff on the skin.
That just flakes off.
When you use a purified beeswax, it layers across the top of the skin, and it'll just flake off, right? Right. Whereas the golden beeswax will go in and it'll plug the pores, locking that oil inside the skin, allowing it time to absorb, get to the nerve endings, get to the muscle tissue, get to the bone, you know. And yeah, that should help her quite a bit, you know.
Good. That's awesome. Well, you see him in the background, Gabriel. He's getting big. He is getting big.
I freaking love Gabriel.
You should see his kids.
Yeah.
His kids. Oh yeah, you know who the daddy was on that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So the 2 white puppies, Hawk, came from Gabriel.
Yeah.
Oh.
There were 5.
Oh, you had 5 of them.
There were 5.
Wow.
5.
But one was born preemie, and then a second one when Mama tried to grab onto the sack, she got onto the neck and ended up breaking the puppy's neck. So you know, so we ended up losing 2 from that litter. But a lot of that had to do with, that was Liberty's very first litter. It freaked her out. She didn't really understand what was going on, why these things were shooting out of her. But she had her pups right there in my freaking recliner.
Well, they usually always pick the safest place, don't they? Or
Well, it's
what they
it's
feel safe.
closest to me.
Yeah, yeah,
Closest to me.
exactly.
It's
Your
yeah.
smell, your scent, your essence, and everything.
Yep. Yep.
Well, here's a good thing for you. I don't know. I know you probably catch me or whatever, but I'm not at Dugan's anymore. I am getting ready to move to Sheffing in it's called the Pennant Village. It's a retired villagement and assisted living facility, and this place is huge. I mean, huge.
Are
But
you going to be living on site?
no, I'll be
Okay.
traveling back and forth to work,
Okay.
but my benefits are I'm getting paid way more. I'm in an hour. I'll be getting paid way more an hour. Every year I will have a raise. I get free health care or dental and medical or vision.
Nice.
403B, paid vacations, sick days, guaranteed 40 hours a week. And if I want to go overtime, it's time and a half. If I don't want to, there ain't no big problem for that.
They can't force it. Yeah.
Yep. And also, because it's a 365-day, 24/7 day facility, when I do and if I do work holidays, I automatically get paid time and a half on them. So
Yeah, it's in a lot of cases too. Like if generally they'll even do double time for like Christmas Day, New Year's Day, and stuff like that. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Awesomer.
but yeah, awesomer. Yeah. But prayer. You helped me with the prayer. Getting my exemption and everything, and I got exempted like that easy.
nice. I'm glad to hear that. A lot of people are having a hard time.
Mhm.
A lot of companies are fighting back against the religious exemptions. But the biggest thing is you have to stick to your guns.
Mhm.
You have to stick to your guns. And, it doesn't matter whether you're a little bit of Christian or you're a whole lot of Christian. Okay. If you believe in your heart that something that is created by man should not be put into your body,
Mhm.
then that should not be put into your body.
Yep.
God gave you everything that you need. It's just sometimes we need to take a little bit of extra supplements in order to make sure that we, that our iron is up or that our zinc intake
Or
is
the
right or our
B12
vitamin D intake is right. Things like that. And that's not trying to give no medical advice or anything like that. That's just stating facts, and the thing is, a lot of these companies, they try to trip you up. They,
Mhm.
they try to they work antichrist on you. And this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand is the Antichrist is not necessarily an individual person who
Mhm.
is the Antichrist. It is anybody who is anti-Christ.
Christ. Yep. That's absolute. And
You
see,
know,
I wrote what you told me to write. I also wrote on there, 1 Corinthians 3-6
Mhm.
explains that our body is a temple, and that we need to treat it like a temple. We don't need to be putting foreign subject and objects or stuff in there. And then underneath it says to write a quote and everything. And I put exactly one of the things that you told me to say. I believe that with faith and prayer causes healing, and something that's not made, which I believe is the mark of the beast. Okay.
Mhm.
And then underneath it, I had to write like whatever pasture or whatever, I was getting it from, or whatever. And who I put down? The first person that popped in my head, Bishop Larry Gators.
Mhm.
First person that popped up in my head, Bishop Larry
Yep.
Gators. I wrote
And,
that
and he's
down.
world renowned. He's
Yep.
not just here in America. He's world renowned.
Yep. And
He goes everywhere and speaks.
exactly. Actually, he's coming to Charlotte, I think, or he probably already has come to Charlotte, but I know he was coming to Charlotte soon. But that was the first person I put was Bishop Larry Gators. And like when I put the papers in, I want to say 2-3 days later, she was like, Jeremy, you're exempt. All you got to do now is just keep on studying for your test that you have to take, which Tuesday will be 21 days clean that I haven't smoked. I'll take my home right here.
Well, I'll smoke for you.
Thank you. Everybody's been smoking for me, and everybody's been supporting me and helping me out with this and everything. And then, if I pass this, I'm gonna call her up and she's gonna go ahead. She's gonna give me my test, and because I've already left work, and I said that my start date would have been November 7th, but shit hit the fan at Dugan's and I left early because I had already done my budgeting and everything and had all my bills paid up. And I'm like, hey, I got enough money in the bank. I got enough to take care of me and my family and everything. I can do this, and go ahead and leave now. She told me that, Jeremy, because I told her what happened, and she was like, look, as soon as you pass it and everything, she's like, we can get you started right away. You don't have to wait till the 7th. We'll get you in here as soon as possible.
And that doesn't mean as soon as you pass that test that you jump right back into it.
Yeah, right.
Okay, that's a big thing. Okay, because a lot of companies, they will, they'll double dip on you.
Mhm.
Okay, they'll give you the test, and then 60 days later they'll hit you with another one.
Well, that's okay. The good thing about this, okay, is the executive chef that I'm working for, his sister is the one that does the payroll and does all the hiring and is hiring me. The executive chef used to work with me at Dugan's Pub. He's the one that recruited me. He looked at me and said, you just have to get your foot in the door. The only other time we're going to test you is if you get hurt. He said, but let me tell you this, because all of my other cooks are smokers. He says, when they get hurt on the job, you know what they do? They go home, they wait a day, then they go to the place and they go, I cut myself at home.
Oh,
that's how they get out of it.
Blame it on home. Blame it on home.
They don't blame it on work. They blame it on home, and then you're taken care of, and you go right back in, and you ain't got to do nothing.
Yeah. Just if you're gonna lose a finger or something like that, go to the freaking doctor.
Yeah. I know that. Like this all the time.
and don't cook in the kitchen without clothes on. That's the other thing you got to worry about.
Yeah, I know.
I had a buddy. He closed his junk in a drawer. Okay. I had another buddy who was making French fries and pulled the basket out to shake it, and it went all over his junk. It went all over his junk. Oh yeah. I ran into him at a bar called Babe's Cafe in Norwich, Connecticut, about a year after it happened, because I was on the phone with him when he did it. And it was like, man, you got to see this. And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because today I was making I was cooking bacon for BLTs for dinner tonight, and I'm cooking bacon in my cast iron skillet. I got the heat turned down, but I got little bitty running around wanting to look and help me cook, and I'm like, dude, you can't get up here. You're gonna get popped with bacon grease. And then she starts walking away, and of course a thing of bacon grease popped and hit her just a little bit on the arm, and she freaked out. I was like, I told you. Yeah.
But see, I mean, you think about, when we were kids, understanding that hot was by us putting our hands on something that was hot.
Yeah.
That's how we learned it's hot, so you don't touch it.
Right. Yeah. Man,
but a lot of times today, parents are so overprotective of the children that they don't allow them to make those little mistakes to be a life lesson. Right. And we've got to give them the opportunity to do those things. It doesn't mean that we're telling them, hey, stick your hand in boiling water or a vat of oil. It's getting them to understand what heat is, and it's like, you have a fireplace or something like that where you're at there.
Well, I do have a burn pit out in the back and a burn barrel. And actually I burnt today. I burned off, I burned my cardboard and, my paper products, and, I've got yard debris from the storm that came through, and I was burning that. And she tries to walk up because she likes to throw the stuff in the fire, but sometimes I'm like, hot, no. And she knows, oh, hot, and steps back whenever I say hot,
Yep.
So.
It's cool when you let them do things like dropping leaves into the barrel and things like that. But, take and make like a step, so that when she's putting the leaves into the barrel, she can see them going in and see flame if it comes up.
Oh, yeah.
So that makes her back off from it relatively quicker. you know, because she understands, okay, what I put in there burnt, you know, is burning now, you
Yeah.
know, and things like that. It's you know, it's just it's good parenting. You
Yeah.
know, it's good parenting.
And see, I've
Kids
got
are
just
awesome, you
a
know.
little burn pit, you know, that just like a little metal one. And I
Mhm.
started a little fire there today too, you know, but she, you know, was standing back and throwing it
But
in.
she took that stick that you
Yeah, and she
used.
took the stick and she hot, you know, and she sees me poke it and poke the fire, and the fire goes up. She goes, "Ooh," you know, and stuff like that, you know. So, yeah.
Did you look at him?
Oh, he's passed out.
On the pillow.
He's passed out on the pillow over there on the couch.
I'm a little mad at Scout.
No.
You know, now that's the big boy right here on the floor. He's only 6 months old, and he's already bigger than Gabriel.
Oh my gosh, he's huge.
Okay. I was talking with Auntie about stuff that I was going to move to the new location, right?
Mhm.
And I was bragging about how Cuvée loves this recliner that's sitting there. Well, you notice that there's a big cloth over the top of it now?
Yeah.
Well, because not even 10 minutes after I hung up the phone with Auntie Will, he tore that friggin' cushion right up off of the recliner.
Well, it's funny because what did he chew up today?
The brush.
He chewed up the damn hairbrush today, but the one toy that we want him to chew up,
he won't.
He won't even touch it.
I'll get it.
Go. It should be in the hallway, I think.
Is it a big bone?
No, it's a
okay. So go down and get some femur bones from the butcher shop. Okay, keep them in the freezer.
He won't eat this.
And then every couple of days you pull out. Oh yeah. You don't want them chewing up stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
You don't. It's because once they start chewing on toys like that, they'll always chew on toys. Always.
Oh, okay.
You know. So go down and go down to the butcher shop and get some femur bones.
Okay.
Okay. Tell them, you know, prefer. I think that they call it fresh cut, where when they cut the femur bone up, there's still some meat on there.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep them in the freezer. Okay. Because when you pull it out frozen and give it to him, he's going to gnaw on that meat that's on the outside of the bone. And then it's going to take him maybe 3 or 4 days to work the bone and get all the marrow and everything out of it.
On the inside of it.
You want him getting that marrow.
Okay.
Up until he's about 4 years old, that marrow is nothing but super, super healthy for them. Okay. You know, and if you buy a box of them, you know, and keep them in the freezer, just pull one out about every 4 days. And that will stop them from chewing on your furniture, from chewing on shoes, because you don't want them starting on shoes. Because if you get started on shoes, that never stops. You know, it's a behavioral thing. It's like, you know, they are like working with children. At you know, at certain points. And then always keep a femur bone in the backyard.
Okay.
And he won't be running off with your buckets and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, see, he's calmed down on the bucket some.
He eats everything else.
But yeah, he'll eat almost everything else. But one thing that's so great, Hawk, is he's about a year and a half, little over a year and a half, and Itty Bitty's 2, and they are like this together. Yeah. Like if I say her name, he'll pop up and he's automatically in protect mode. He's automatically in protect mode. I mean, and she has no fear. You know, if he's got a tennis ball and she just walks up and just takes the ball right out of his mouth.
And what everyone's amazed about Hawk is when Flint's eating, she will shove her face right in that food bowl while he's eating, and he just moves over.
He just scoots out the way and just watches her.
And everyone's like, that proves that he's going to protect her, because normally dogs will growl or mark their territory when it comes to their food.
But
but with kids, you know, it's another story, because, you know, it's like he knows that he's still a kid himself.
Yeah.
You know, it's when they get about 6, 7, 8 years old, that's another story, you know, or when another animal is introduced. You know, when another animal is introduced, then it's like, listen, you got your own dang bull, stay out of mine kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know? And you literally have to put a dog food bowl on one side and a dog food bowl on the other. You know, now with my dogs, I take, you know, the big trays that go underneath pots.
I have one. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I feed the puppies in. I
Yeah.
take a couple of those, you know, I can fit a 10-gallon pot on that tray, you know, to stop any leaking. So I'll take those trays and I'll put one on one side of the greenhouse, one on the other side of the greenhouse, fill them both up. And, you know, the puppies kind of just scatter, and there's enough for all of those dogs to get around them. Now, when they hit a year old, that's when they get their individual separate bowls.
Okay.
You know, and it's like, you know, I'll call out a name, I'll have the bowl, I'll set the bowl down. That particular dog goes to town on that bowl. I'll walk 5 feet away and put down the next one. You know, so I got 9 in here now, and I have like 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 bowls inside, 4 bowls outside, because 4 of them barely spend any time inside with me at all. You know, they'll come in for their 5 minutes of attention every, you know, 55 to 65 minutes, and it's like a cycle for these guys. It's nuts. Gabriel is the worst. He's every 20 minutes nudging my arm, and what's funny is he always gets me when I got a Pepsi in my hand. Always gets me when I got a Pepsi in my hand. I'll go to lift and he'll come right up underneath my arm, and I'm like, so I go through like 3 or 4 shirts a day.
A day.
I'm getting covered with Pepsi. You know?
Well, let me stop you for a second right there, Hawk. I know you need to say something, Kat, but hold on. Before you even say something, let me go ahead and do Friday, October 7th, 2022, year of our Lord, OMG fact. Y'all ready? Here we go. Oh, wait, I got to turn this damn light off because I got to glare.
Since space is a vacuum, the laser beams in Star Wars would not be visible, nor would you be able to hear the explosions. That is correct.
There you go. So y'all, damn, fact check me on that one. I've got to go to the men's room right quick. You hold down the fort.
I gotta hold down the fort.
You gotta hold it down.
So, Kat, how are you doing?
I get the big boy chair. Woo!
I'm doing good, Hawk. How about you?
I'm doing all right. It's stressed a little bit, but you know, you get stressed when you're planning on moving and everything else. You know, that's all stuff that comes with the game. You know.
I know about that, Hawk. I moved 3 states away about a month ago.
Yeah, it happens though. You just got to kind of work with it.
Yeah. What does it say? Hello, everyone on the panel. My name is Pounced, like McDonald's McHammer. Okay, good to see you. Welcome. New friend here. Welcome. Yeah. Oh my gosh, but Hawk, when I saw those white puppies, that was the first thing. I opened my eyes at 7:30 this morning and I looked at Jeremy. I'm like, oh my gosh, Hawk has white puppies.
Yeah. It's it'll be spring of next year when I let Liberty have a second litter. And you know, it's between her and Gabriel. They both have recessive genes which allow for the production of the solid color. It's you know, there's always a chance of getting a solid black.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if you can get solid white, you can get solid black as well. Yeah, and I'm only letting her have the 2 litters. That's going to be it. You know,
now see, Hawk, you might be able to help me. What worries me, and Jeremy tells me not to worry, but it's just my fear, you know, my mom mode kicking in. But with how my 2-year-old is so rough with Flint, do I have to worry about him like turning on her, or is there something I should watch that? Because like she'll pull his lips, she pulls his tongue, she pulls his whiskers, she grabs like his back and will pull chunks of hair out.
No, it's you know what happens is okay. So one way to do it is to when you see her pulling on his lips like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that can be extremely painful to a dog.
Yes.
Okay. So you need to kind of do the same thing to her.
Yeah, I reprimand her. I don't let her do it.
and get her to understand, and say, how would you feel if Flint did that to you? I said, your mouth wouldn't feel good. Same thing with hair, especially, on the, because you can grab the back of a dog's neck and pick the dog up, but you're grabbing onto not just hair, but you're grabbing onto skin and you're grabbing onto muscle that's there too.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and the dog understands that. The dog gets that. But it's you got to get her to understand, the pulling of hair,
Right.
and without being mean about it, but getting her to understand how painful it is. It's until a child actually experiences pain. It's like with fire. It's when it gets too hot to the touch. That's when they realize that hot is hot.
Right. Right.
It's that same thing. They have to understand what pain is.
Well, now, Steve, but yeah, I guess what I'm trying to ask is, at his age, for him being a year and a half, would I have to? Is he going to take it as she's reprimanding, or do you think if it continued, he's eventually going to snap back?
Well, yeah, eventually he will react. As he gets older, things are kind of fit together, and they don't want things, put out of order. A dog is no different than a human where it comes to the emotion of pain. So it's getting her to understand that, you don't ever want the dog to hurt you. So don't hurt the dog.
Right.
And if you can explain that to her in a way that she'll get, then she'll stop. She'll stop doing that, and it'll become cuddles and loves. Because as long as she's cuddling and loving that dog will always, always, always be her protector.
Oh yeah,
now,
and see,
wrestling around and playing. Yeah, wrestling around and playing on the floor and stuff like that. That's one thing. But you've got to get her to understand that you don't want to hurt Flint because you don't want Flint to hurt you.
Yeah.
And once she gets that, then their relationship is going to flourish. It's going to get even stronger.
Yeah, because
it's not going to be Jeremy's dog anymore. It's going to be her dog.
See, that's the one thing I've been telling him since the first time I brought her up here. I was like, I am so afraid he's just going to turn on her, because I've heard, because my sister, has a German Shepherd, and she didn't put him down. It's a sad story, but very long story short, she had an old coworker who put a piece of meat in her shed, snuck on her property, and put her German Shepherd and 2 pit bulls in the shed, and the 2 pit bulls, murdered the German Shepherd.
Oh yeah, yep, absolutely.
Prior to that, my niece and nephew were assholes to that fucking dog, assholes galore. But the difference was my sister never reprimanded, my niece and nephew. But eventually the dog turned around and took, my nephew's arm. But he did that the alligator bite, where he shook his head real, and he got a good piece of skin out.
Yep. Yeah, and the thing is you don't want the child to have a traumatic experience of a dog biting,
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's they've got to understand that this is the repercussion of what you're doing to the dog.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see, and that's why
it's like the old rolled up newspaper.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if you guys ever remember, there was, every couple of days there'd be something on the news about somebody swatting a dog with a newspaper. And the thing is most of these people, when they're doing it, they're attacking the head. They're not smacking them on the butt with it.
Right.
They're hitting them in the head, smacking them in the face with it, and dogs react to that. We had a situation when I was living in Connecticut. This was back in the 80s, and a newspaper kid was going by, and he would always, he'd ride by on his bike and he'd throw the newspaper. Well, the kid threw the newspaper. The dog got mad, and the dog attacked the kid. Pulled him right off of his bike, grabbed onto his arm, wouldn't let go of it. but it was because of the way that the dog had been treated with a rolled up newspaper. You know, and the thing is you can't blame the dog for that.
No, yeah, you can't.
You
You
can't.
can't. Yeah,
You know, you just can't. I mean, you can blame the dog because he bit, yes, but the fact of the matter is that you know the dog had been abused by those newspapers for so long that eventually it's just a snap.
it's a natural reaction to it. Now, here's a quick question I do have to ask for you, Hawk, because I've been told this in the past, but I mean, I didn't really take it to heart until until Christina came around. But is it true that the German shepherds can be a little more loyal and listen more to the female than the male? Because yeah, he
Okay.
does listen to me, but
So
her he
a
listens
male
to her,
German
like,
Shepherd will attach to a female in the household.
yeah,
A
okay.
female German Shepherd will attach to the male of a household.
Oh, the female.
Oh,
Oh,
so it's opposite.
that's the opposite
Yep.
of what.
So,
Okay.
so
Because
Cuvée and Jelly Bean, they are always where I'm at.
Right.
Always.
So because he's a male, he's attaching to me.
Now, Gabriel is attached to me because of for two reasons. One, since he was a puppy, I was his protector because all the other dogs were bigger, you know. So I was his protector, but he became accustomed to under the desk, you know. That is his spot, and it's like, you know. Even when so I have a blow up mattress, I'll pull it down off the top of the cabinet here at nighttime. I'll spread out a blanket on the floor. I will blow up the air mattress, and I'll take this chair, scrunch it down to the floor, and then push it over to this side of the desk. And Gabriel comes underneath this desk here, and he will be there all night long.
Right.
All night long. If any of the other dogs try to come over there, he chases them out. You know.
Well, see, that's what happens. Like when Jeremy gets up at 5:30, to take my oldest to the bus stop. Flint will like sit there and wait for Jeremy to get out of the bed, and then he hurries up and he gets in the bed, and he'll take Jeremy's spot to lay next to me and the little one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
But and like even like I'll be sitting on the couch, sometimes, and I'll be like, I'll tell Jeremy, I'm like, look, because Flint will have to jump on the couch, but he has to make sure he's touching
her, laying his head down on her, or you have some type of contact.
He has to be touching me, and I'm like, damn, dog.
Yep. It's but enjoy it while you can, because as they get older, it's not so much,
Oh, okay.
It's so for the first few years, enjoy it. Just really enjoy it,
He's snoring now.
Because that really it builds the relationship between you and your daughter and that dog together. So don't ever stop him from
doing see that was my biggest thing, and I knew you would know the answer to it, because Jeremy said it. I mean, I know people understand their dogs, but I was like, I just feel like he's gonna turn on her. And I said it, I was like, next time I catch Hawk, I need to ask him, because that's my biggest fear is how, because like he has one of her
well, it's like a hunting dog. A hunting dog will attach to whoever takes him hunting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So it's the idea of the job.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the thing, is that with him getting up on the couch with you, curling up on the couch with you, or with your daughter, that's his way of protecting.
Yes.
That's really, that's, it's like, okay, this is our safe space. That's the way he's thinking to himself. Okay, I got the girls, they're on the couch with me, we're good.
Yeah.
And then you'll notice that as things calm down, then eventually he'll go down onto the floor by your feet.
Yeah. The biggest thing right now, I told Jeremy, we got to get him out of the eating this shit, because he tries to get my attention. So he'll take my shoes, he takes my hairbrush, he'll take Legos, he'll take whatever, and just fucking demolish them.
Or he'll make you chase them around.
Yeah, he wants me to chase him around the fucking couch, like, oh, catch me if you can, bitch. You know, like, you know, and he takes all my shit. And, you know, like his stepdad, Jeremy's stepdad was telling me, whatever he has in his mouth, he's not supposed to. You know, you lightly whack him with it and then put it in front of him and see if he still goes for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
like,
hairbrushes and things like that. Those are all things you should keep up. Those little bristles that are on those things. Yeah. Especially if you got the little plastic bristles that have the balls on the end of them.
Yeah.
Those can wedge into their throat.
Yeah. Well, I've been picking stuff like that up and everything, and every time I find something or step on something, I'm like, no, this is bad.
Well, see, today I stopped him because I know it's not good for them. But he took one of my daughter's magnets from the fridge and started eating it, and the magnet was gone. And I had to pry his mouth open to get the magnet out because I knew that's not, you know, good for their stomach.
No, it doesn't, and it's very hard for him to pass
it through. Yeah.
So I mean, I thankfully got the magnet, but like he just wants, like, you know, he's in playful mode. He's worse than the damn kid.
So that's you know, again, that's where those femur bones will come in handy.
Okay.
You know,
all right, cool.
I'm telling you, it's well worth it. You know, it's you know, you might be spending $25 to $30 a week on bones. So what? So what?
Well, I can go to Food Line and they sell soup bones, the beef soup bones.
No, I'd go to a butcher and get the real femurs.
Okay.
Because you want that marrow that's inside that bone.
Okay. All right.
You want that marrow for him. That's, you know, eating that raw marrow out of that bone really helps to strengthen their hips and their leg muscles and the bone in their legs. And you really want that there. It's the idea that the more strength you give to his bone structure now, the less problems that you'll have with them as they age. You know, most German Shepherds live between 10 to 13 years. They don't get much older than that. But it's the idea that, you want to do everything that you can to curb any type of hip problems that they can have later.
And I've been feeding them just like you said. I've got him off the large breed puppy chow, but now he's on just large breed. The large breed, because you said the large breed puppy chow, not only does it develop the eyes and the brain, but it also helps the hips and everything. And you said when I wean them off of that, and continue the large breed, it still helps the hips out and everything. Yeah.
And are you giving him green beans every once in a while?
He eats some vegetables and some he spits out,
Okay. So what I do is I take I buy the Del Monte canned green beans.
Yeah.
I'll take a can of that and I'll dump out the liquid. I'll put about a half a can in, mix it in with their dry dog food. And maybe pour a little bit of gravy or something on the top of it. But that will keep his poop clear.
Okay.
That way it'll flush out the liver, it'll flush out the kidneys, so his digestive tract stays clear.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
And it also helps to cut down on phlegm that they get from dust.
Cat, are you still with us?
Are you still with me, Catterwonkies? All right.
Like, that guy talks too much.
Man, I was busy.
Okay.
Oh, I know what you were doing.
Oh, never mind. Okay, I got
busy.
you. All right.
She was toking.
She's toking it up.
Your honor.
What are you toking? What are you toking?
This is oh my gosh, you caught me off guard. Oh, don't do that to me. Animal mints.
Oh, okay. That's actually pretty good. That's a good strain.
Yeah.
That's good strain. Yeah, that is. That's a nice, relaxing evening smoke.
Yep, I like wedding cake.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. That's ice and Girl Scout cookies.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Dorga, why don't you get your ass up here?
And then
and
ice tell me to hit it again.
Yeah, ice is ice. I've been growing the ice strain for I think about 18 years now. And it was so the wedding cake came from the Portland, Oregon area, and it was basically a mistake. Somebody had a male ice plant that was in there with a Girl Scout cookie plant, and and that happens a lot. It's people don't realize how easy it is to have a plant pollinated. But the thing is that wedding cake, is he got smart about it and he crossed it back. So he took a Girl Scout cookie and crossed it back into that strain and stabilized that. And it created what's called an F1 and an F2 of that particular strain. And that really, really is an incredible, to me, wedding cake is like an all day strain. It's the I explain it as a let you strain. If you want to sit down and you want to have a good solid meal and you want to make sure you eat all of it, it lets you. If you want to lay down and take a nap for 2 hours, it lets you. But maybe you want to work 8 hours straight, it lets you.
So it's almost like a hybrid, right?
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, anything
okay.
That's crossed is a hybrid.
Okay. All right. Cool.
It's just that some will be a little bit more dominant, either towards the sativa parent or the indica parent.
Okay. All right.
But if you got two indicas together, generally, one seed will be more like the dad, one seed will be more like the mom, and then a third seed will be like, oh my God, that's a perfect combination of the two.
It's like Goldilocks.
Yeah.
But if you don't cross those genetics back into it, it doesn't stabilize, and you'll always just end up with one or the other, being the dominant.
Hawk, little Meemaw and me like the white truffle though, pretty good.
Oh, here we go. The party started.
All right, here we go.
The
Yorga,
lawyers
up in here.
General tweet from this evening: anti-jab Florida will not be silenced. Oh, speaking of Florida, FEMA got busted going into people's houses and collecting their guns.
I broke my FEMA one time.
I'm gonna break your FEMA. But no, it's FEMA. FEMA was going
in Florida too.
FEMA was going into people's houses while they're not home and taking their guns.
Well, Hawk, how about that shit fucking the speech fucking Biden gave? Oh, if you would have got the vax, the storm would have never came through here.
And then I seen something today that Kamala Harris said that the hurricane was targeting the poor and the
disenfranchised.
That community,
and that they need more money in order to survive, and people who own property should wait. They should wait. They shouldn't get money to fix their houses and things. I saw that too. She's a I think tackling charmer, all right.
They're trying to take back money now from Ukraine to give to Florida.
It's this is the thing is these freaking idiots in Washington D.C. That's our money. We've been paying taxes all of our lives. Mm-hmm. That's our money. That's not their money. Okay. We, and until we really, really step up and say, listen, no more fucking spending.
Yeah.
We have to do that. We, the people, have to do that. No more spending. No, you're not sending any money to Ukraine. No, You're not sending any money to Albania.
Or oil.
We need it here, period. And until America as a whole stands up and says, enough is enough, stop spending our money, start taking care of the American people, they're going to keep getting away with this crap.
Yeah.
Now, I also heard too on the ballot this November, Hawk, that marijuana recreational is nationwide on all the ballots for legalization.
Okay, so what we have to be careful of where it comes to the recreational side of marijuana is this. We do not want it government controlled. We don't want it state controlled.
Right.
Okay, period.
Okay.
Enough with the regulation, bull crap, and everything else. Leave it the hell alone.
Mhm.
If a family wants to grow a couple of pot plants, then the family should be able to grow a couple of pot plants. You should not be telling them what did they have to do, this, and this. Now, but at the same time, we have to educate people that miticides, fungicides, pesticides are not good.
No. Yeah.
Okay. So if you're putting any of those 3 on your plants, do not give any to anybody else. If you want to endanger your own life, go ahead.
Go ahead.
But
Yeah.
don't endanger your neighbors or your local elderly community, or have kids sneak into your yard to steal something, okay, and end up being poisoned because of your ineptability to keep your plants clean.
And see, that's how I've done all of my stuff. The only thing I've put on mine this year is the nitrogen water that you told me how to make.
Yep.
You know, that's it. You know, I haven't used any pesticides, haven't used no fungicides, haven't used anything like that, because they sat in the front window or the back window right there, you know,
Yep.
all year long, you know,
Yep.
and I mean, they did fine, you know, and I can't wait to try
Can
it.
Can I ask Hawk a question real quick?
Absolutely.
Go for
I
it.
don't know how old you are, but are you old enough to remember paraquat? You remember
Yes.
that shit?
Yep.
Man, yeah. That was a deal, man, for like a year around here. You didn't smoke anything because I think it was the United States government went in and sprayed, plants with this chemical called paraquat. And
paraquat can create severe, permanent lung disorders.
yeah, they screwed up big time when they did that, because all of a sudden we started getting a bunch of weed that didn't like smell right, and we're like, oh man, no.
Yeah. It was crazy. The first year that I was out here on this farm, our next door neighbor is a grass seed farmer. So when they're growing grass seed, they use Roundup. So they have planes that come in and fly and
Right.
they
That's
hit my plants with that Roundup.
Ooh.
Cannabis is a weed.
Is it a weed? I know. It's a
So,
weed, yeah.
728 plants that were 6 feet tall, 6 feet wide, in 100 to 150 gallon pots, all killed. Okay.
Man.
Now he's down in town and he's complaining how my dogs tore up a quarter of an acre of his grass seed area. And the people in the shops that were there that were listening to him run his pie hole, okay, said, well, what about the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage that you did when you killed every single pot plant on his property because you sprayed Roundup?
Let me ask you this, and I'm just curious. You say he's a grass seed farmer. Is he actually letting grass, he gets the seeds, or is he doing like sod? Like,
No, he does grass seed. So like Scott's Farm comes in and harvests his field. Okay,
so they let it grow really high, and then they
it's
combine it or something.
It's about 4. It's almost hitting the 4 foot mark at the time that they go in there with the machines.
Man, you know, grass seed
only cuts off, like the top 8 inches.
Right. Okay, yeah. Grass seed used to be cheap as dirt back in the 80s, and now it's high as hell.
Oh yeah. But that's the only thing that you can get away with growing here in Oregon right now, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if you got vegetables and fruits out there, they're spraying shit all over the place.
Oh man. So all right. So let me just back up a little bit. So if you're growing grass, and like you said, you just chop off the top parts, you can run Roundup in there and you won't get all the weeds. You'll just get but it doesn't kill the grass, right?
It just kills all the weeds that are coming up in there. So yeah, because you don't want any weed seeds coming up, when you're harvesting your seeds, because then they're scattering the Roundup.
I think my whole yard is weeds. I think my whole yard is weeds, but they look pretty good when I cut them down to like 2 inches.
Yeah.
It looks like grass. I don't give a damn.
Well, it's like that's like the old crabgrass.
Yeah, well, I got
Never-
tons of
never
that.
crab-
I've got tons
Yeah.
of that out here.
Yeah. And the thing about crabgrass is crabgrass can be grown out if you got proper, a good amount of water and it's tended properly. You can grow through the crab part of that grass and eventually have a very nice yard, but if you don't know what you're doing, it just becomes a mess, and you got patches and holes everywhere and all that,
And what I do with my grass when I'm cutting it, Hawk, because I've got crabgrass, and I also have winter rye that grows with my grass too. But what I'm doing is with my grass clippings is I spread it over the bald spots, the sandy spots, and then that way it comes in and generates,
Yeah, well, it's the idea of watering it immediately after you cut so that it sticks to the ground, and then maybe take some hay and throw it over where those holes are to keep it down so the wind isn't going to blow it away. Then after that, then you can pull that hay out of there, it's
the hay works big time, man. That does help.
Yeah, because it keeps it down. It keeps it from like washing away or blowing off the blowing out, and then you lose that part of the grass. You get tired. I'm getting a little tired too, because I can tell y'all what, 7:30 comes real early over here on the East Coast when you got little ones.
Jeremy, when do you start your new job?
Well, as soon as
comes back.
As soon as I pass the test that I'm studying for, then they're gonna let me start ASAP instead of November 7th because
very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
And these people that, like I said, I've known them since high school almost. That's who recruited me and hired me. So. And I mean, I've known their brother and sister pretty much, and I've known them for a long, long time. They know my work ethic. They know, how hard of a worker I am. They know the knowledge that I have in the restaurant industry and cooking industry. So that they're like, we want you. We want you.
Sounds like it's going to be a really good gig for you, man.
Yeah, I'm really hoping.
It's good to see you excited about something.
Yeah.
Other than just growing a couple of pot plants,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
it was like when you first got the house, it was like there was an excitement going on, and it was a calming experience for you in many ways, and then once you got in there and you got settled and you realized what you can and can't do, you became more comfortable in that. It's the same thing with jobs and things like that, and the thing is, you love to cook.
Yeah,
and that makes a huge difference. And when you're going into, an elderly community, type thing, it's if you're not loving the job, you're not going to be producing great food for them, And if you love it and you love to cook, you're going to be putting food out there that these people are going to believe is restaurant quality. And that's exactly what you want. You want them to enjoy their twilight time.
Yeah, absolutely. See, okay, Twinkle Eyes, good night too. Yeah, good night, sweetheart. But yeah, like, I love, like Hawk says, I love to cook, and she can tell you. I mean, Yorga, too, because you've had my cooking too, when you came up here for 4th of July, I can cook some pretty mean dishes out there.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. The one thing I want to say about that though is, it's you're going to see some things that are going to be hard, Jeremy. My mom was in one of those places, until she finally passed, and us as a family, it was 2 older sisters and me and my brother. We would go up there, and we're all old at this point, but we would go up there every day just to make sure she actually, they put the food in front of her, but we had to make her eat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that ain't gonna be your job. That ain't gonna be your, but the people that work in places like that are heroes. man. I mean,
Yeah.
they really
Like
are.
corporate food, though, you know, and it's like, and that's the thing is when you have cooks that love to cook,
Oh, the food was good up there too.
then you're getting excellent meals. You know, everything that
Yeah.
goes out is it tastes. You know, when you make chicken this week, it's going to taste different than the chicken that
Well,
you're
they
going
would,
to
and it's in their not in their defense, but in their honor. You know, if any of our family members came out, they would always bring us a tray too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and so we ate with her, and man, that food was good. It won't great. I mean, it was better than like high school cafeteria, man. I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't gourmet, but it was good.
I mean, when I get in there and if I can, you know, show pictures of this kitchen and everything, I mean, I was blown away when I seen this kitchen, and I was like,
It's going to be a big operation, though. It's going to be,
you
you're going to
know,
have to
wow.
make tons of shit.
Yeah, and see, the greatest thing about this is it's not just one set menu. Each week or each month is a different type of, you know, whatever.
Normally they do days.
A lot of it's
They
seasonal.
do like Monday is this and Tuesday's this and whatever. And you got to get your head in a like you're in a mess hall, like a military mess hall, you know. And breakfast gets done, and then you start cleaning up, and then lunch is coming, and you start cleaning up, and you know. So it's going to be high paced. I mean, you know, I'm not, you know, trying to.
Oh no, yeah.
My grandmother was at a place in Groton, Connecticut, and
I know that is. That's where the sub base is. Yep.
It was right across, almost right across the street from the sub base, right next to Navy housing there. And she had been there for about 3 months, and we went to visit her, and she bragged about breakfast every single time we went in there. She was like, "Oh my, you should have seen what I had for breakfast this morning." Starting their day off just right, you know, food wise, is going to energize them for the day so that when dinner time comes, you know, lunch is one thing, but dinner time is the other, you know, and those two meals, if you make those meals fine, super fine every single time, they are going to enjoy the food. And enjoying the food allows them to enjoy their life.
Yeah, and then the other thing you got to prepare yourself for is one day Mrs. Barker. Where's Miss Barker? She's not here anymore.
Yeah,
you know, things like that. There was and I don't mean to go on and on, but when I was going to see my mom, there was a guy who was about my age that was in there, that was just like all the old people, but he wasn't old. He wasn't that old. You know, and his wife would come to see him every day, and she's perfectly fine. But Alzheimer's is a bitch, man. I mean, it really is, you know, and that guy's probably still there.
Okay, Catter. Miss Wonky, down there. Miss Cosmos.
No, she ran away.
Oh, she probably ran away. She probably ran away to go say something and everything. Because okay, there it is. Cat.
Oh
my gosh, look at those things. Are you doing the challenge where you can put balls underneath them things?
Oh my God.
Fucking slow down. Ain't you got a robe?
That's what you call priest news.
Oh my God.
Cat.
Hey, don't be handling your wood on YouTube.
look, his melons are almost as good as Aunt B's.
Hey, Cat. You have something to?
Oh, get out of here! Come here.
Get the fireplace poker. Get him.
Oh
She's
my
like, get the fuck
He's got the wheel of fortune.
Cat.
God.
Look at the puppy.
I want you to have the floor for a little bit before I end the stream right quick. Because like I said, it's getting late and, you know, 7:30 comes early. Matter of fact, oh, shit.
What? Oh, fuck. We spoke too soon.
Oh, done.
That's my baby.
Hi, little one.
Oh, we spoke too soon. Say hi to everybody.
You gonna say hi?
No.
No, you're just gonna sleep on me? Fall asleep on me? Come on, baby. So go back to CPs.
Oh. Yeah, Catawonky, the floor is yours.
Well, Meemaw, no, I'm not on the laptop. I came back here because Andy was watching TV and doing his whatever. Run around half naked. I don't know what he's doing.
Watching TV and doing his
Close
whatever.
that door. I'm putting a lock on this thing tomorrow.
I gotta lock that door. He scares me.
So, how's the week? Riot.
And
Tony, he said a couple more days. Go ahead, Kat.
you're fine, Lily. I'm on Tuesdays and Thursdays is my schedule for the Bling channel at 8:30 Eastern. So Tuesdays and Thursdays is my schedule I've got. So, and maybe a pop up on the weekend.
I still love my robe.
I'm glad you like your robe.
Maybe
son.
a pop up on the weekend.
Yeah, I'll do a pop up, baby.
No pun intended on that one.
No.
But let's see here. We've been going for about an hour and 11 minutes, an hour and 12 minutes, and I need to put this little one right here back.
You're
together.
fine. I can go. Love
No,
y'all.
no. Before you go,
Aw.
final words. Do you got anything to say, Caterwonky?
Thank you. I love y'all.
I love you too. Yorga, final words for you, brother.
Just peace and happiness for everyone.
All right. Hawk, final words for you, my friend.
Hey, when shit gets crazy, give it to God. You know,
There you go.
because you're not meant to have it. Give
There
it to
you
Him and get on with life. You know,
That's good advice.
Live it. You know, and take care of your animals.
I do want to see Gabriel before we go, Hawk. Is that possible?
Gabriel,
I
where you
fucking
at,
love
buddy?
Gabriel. I fucking love that dog.
Oh, he's down under.
Oh, he's up underneath.
All
He ain't
right,
getting up.
next time.
He's sleeping. Next
Yeah,
time, Hawk, we'll get
next
him up
time.
here on the,
Yeah.
on the thing. But
Yeah.
guys, I love each and every one. Hey, everybody, thank you for popping in on the light streams tonight. We were just laying in bed, decided to do a light night stream. Usually, I'm doing now morning streams, Hawk. But you know, when I go on, it's still 3-4 o'clock in the morning for you. You know what I'm saying? And
Sometimes I'm awake though. You know, it's just that's the thing about being on a farm. You know, you never, you just never know. You know, it's something weird happens outside, and the dogs, will wake me up. And they're nuts. All of them.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank y'all for stopping in and hanging out with us too. And then until this one woke up. But yeah, I gotta go put her back to bed, man. But guys, God bless each and every one of y'all. I love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for coming up. Yes, Tony, that is right. Jesus saves. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend. And with that being said, the only thing else left I've got to say is bye.